Money, money, money. One of the most important things that you can get right away at the start of the game in Crimson Desert. In this video, I'll be showing you the ultimate trick for how you can make tons of money by utilizing the bank feature in Crimson Desert and showing you a bunch of other different ways that you can make money. Listen, money's important, so let's show you how to get some. All right, so we're gonna do this from scratch right at the beginning of the area. I just arrived in the town of Hernan, so you can see I'm entering from the church side, which is all the way on the east. Now, once you're on the east side, one of the first things you want to do is get yourself a thieves mask. Now, thieves mask can be either done by doing the bounty for Jeffrey, which is a guaranteed thief drop. You can go out in the wilderness as well and bump into thieves. I found some on the west side here that drop a mask when you defeat them. You can get it from them, or you could just buy it from this back alley merchant located right over here and get the thieves mask from him for this amount of money. Whatever you get your mask from, you can go ahead and then equip it. Perfect. Now that you got your thieves mask, let's head over to Lioncrest Manor in order for us to get something and steal it from there, which is going to be our gold bar. Lioncrest Manor is going to be located on your map right over here. So just head over there. Now, once you arrive at Lioncrest Manor, you'll see that there are two guards in the front. You cannot just walk into the door. They will just, they'll do that to you. So what you want to do instead is first put your weapons away so you don't look like threatening. And then over here, you'll see a little window by this tree to the left side of the building. Just go right up here like this. And when you're close enough to the window, you should see a button to allow you to open it up. So there we go. I opened the window and I'm going inside. Now, once you come inside, just check around if there's anybody there so you can steal properly. But we're going to make our way down to this fireplace right below. So just like this, head down. Check if the coast is clear real quick. All right, we're looking good. First thing is turn off the fireplace so you don't burn yourself. So I'm just going to turn off. Then what I want to do is, just in case somebody walks in the door, there are people that walk through, drop a hard save in your game. You won't be able to steal if you don't have the mask equipped, so make sure to have that on. Hold up your lantern like this, and you can see that there is an item by the fireplace. So we're just going to go X and steal that. And then you're going to get your gold bar, and my face is currently blocking it. There is a crime theft meter on your top right. Wait for that to go down before you proceed. Anyway, once you're done, walk out. You're good. Nothing's going to happen. These guys are just going to throw... Oh, they didn't even throw me. That was pretty crazy. Take your gold bar, and we're going to make our way over to Hernan Town, just very close by, and head over to the bank located on your map right over here. Now, once you arrive at the bank, you'll know you're at the bank because there's a bunch of guards right over here. And enter inside, and we'll find the bank teller. Now, when you go to the bank teller, you can talk to him. So let's hit bank. And you'll see that when you hit bank, you have to buy a personal strongbox permit for 100 silver. We don't have 100 silver, but something that you can do is convert that one gold bar you have to 500 silver, but we're not going to do that yet. So basically, the goal that we're trying to do right now is get ourselves a total of 600 silver. That way you can buy the bank account, and then that way we can open up and deposit our one gold bar inside so that we can get an investment on it. But before we move on to that step, let's get you a little bit more silver so we can pull this off and do it correctly. So hold on to that gold bar. If you really need your silver, you can convert it to 500 silver. Just make sure you never ever sell your gold bar to a random shopkeeper because you only are going to get 190 silver from selling that. So that happened when I went up to Rhett in the town of Hernan and I saw it and I'm like, that's not enough money, and people could make that mistake. Luckily, if you did make that mistake, you could buy it right back. It might cost a little bit more, but it is possible to do that if you're within the time limit to purchase back an item. Now, we're going to get yourself more money. And how do we do that? Well, you're going to need yourself a key. Now, normally in the game, when you fight enemies, they also drop keys. You might find them when you open up certain chests or on the floor, or you could just buy them from this back alley merchant that we talked about over here, located on your map. He also sells keys, which is great. So I got my key from the back market alley vendor, and we're going to turn to this door over here that needed the key. I'm going to open up this door here. Boom. And now the key is consumed. Now, no one's going to come in this room. You're good. You can steal, and early on in the game, taking a loss on reputation is not a crazy bad thing. Every one item you steal, you lose 5 reputation, but if you get caught, it's going to go up in the 30s. So we don't want to get caught. That's the main goal here, and there's a lot of stuff here. So we're going to start looting, and I'm going to show you how much money you can just make over here. Sometimes when you try to open one of these and go for the other one, it does get a little blocked here, so you might have to come back when that chest closes for that extra item. There's something else in the room too that I want you to take a look at that's pretty big deal. It's going to be these specific items right here. These ones here. So let's go ahead and steal one. That is going to be a box. These boxes contain some good stuff in it. So I'm just going to grab these boxes. Now, when you open up your inventory and you hover over these strong boxes, you can select them and it opens up the box and you can see that, look, I just got silver from doing that. So, boop, more silver. So just run through all these strong boxes as fast as you can. And you can see that money just start racking up. You can even open up the pouches you found here. And something else you can also do here is just pretty much steal all these vases. Anything you can find, basically. Just take it here. We'll go drop them off at another vendor. Upstairs, you can find a bunch of other strong boxes here. I like turning off the candles if I do happen to skip time or if it's nighttime. So if there's a guard there, he might not see you if you're by the edge. Also, open up this window so just in case they spot you, you have a chance of getting out so you don't get arrested or anything. So then just go ahead and start ripping open these strong boxes to get more money. All right, and with all the other extra goods that you've stolen, maybe from here, maybe you do something else, you could sell this off to get more silver. After you sell off enough items from stealing, again, you could steal from anywhere or you could do other illegal activities, which I'll talk about so you can make money. You can head right over to the bank and let's open up that account. If for some reason you have a bounty and the banker doesn't want to even interact with you, go to the church and buy the writ of absolution so you can just clear off all your crimes so the banker will talk to you. If you're a criminal, banker doesn't like talking to you. All right, I switched my copy of the game to give you guys a little more insight on how to actually make your big profit at the bank. So when you talk to this bank teller right here, we're going to see a couple of things, right? You're going to see the investment strategy. Now, investment strategy is pretty simple. You got low risk, which is the safest one. You always will profit from this, but only from a 0 to 2% profit. Not that big of a deal. So if I had 100 silver, for example, and I got 2%, I'd only get, well, 2 silver as an investment back. Medium risk is negative 15 all the way to 20%. So you could lose money with the medium risk. And I don't even think that's worth it because we might as well go gambling at the high risk, which is going to be your aggressive investment strategy. You can go from negative 50 to all the way up to 55% of the profit. Now, once you have all your gold in there, you're going to see that there is a couple of things here. You'll see the current investment strategy that you selected, which I have high risk. I think you should always keep high risk in my opinion. You could see the time that it can be changed in. So that is your countdown. So when that timer goes all the way down to 0, that's when you're going to get your random RNG return. So to give you an example, if I click on previous investments, you could see that on day 21, I had only a plus 12% increase. On day 24, I had a plus 42% increase. And on day 27, I had a plus 47 increase. And as you can see, there's actually nothing negative that I experienced here. And I'll tell you exactly how to get around that whole negative. You'll never lose money with this method. Now, as the time starts to change and go all the way down to 0, I like to save around the 3-minute mark. So say 3 minutes until save. So then you're going to open up your game real quick and drop a hard save. After you drop your hard save, you're then going to see exactly what happens. It's going to say refreshing, and then you'll get the amount you got back. Now, if it is a negative amount, just reload your game back to the save point and come all the way back, and that 2-minute timer should be gone back to refreshing by the time you walk back, and you'll get a completely different investment return. You're basically save scumming your investment return so you can never lose, and that way you can always profit when you are coming here. So I kept doing this again and again until I got the most recent 47% increase, which gave me more money. And you can see that if you happen to get more than 500 silver, that 500 silver will convert into gold, which is life-changing. So you're going to keep doing this over and over again. If you want to speed up time, you can go to sleep in a bed, go for an extra 12 hours, go out and about and come back. Just make sure that you are really understanding what in-game time is. If you see a day cycle go to another day cycle, that is 1 day. Do not make the mistake of letting this be on its own in the bank, because you could have a couple of mistakes if you're not paying attention to time. If you're really immersed in the game and don't want to make any mistakes, change the investment strategy all the way to low risk. That way you don't have to worry about losing any money. But if you are actively paying attention, which I think you should do, you could get all the way up to 55% of profit, which is really good for making a ton of money. The more money you have in the bank, the better it keeps getting and getting and getting. And before you know it, you might be making 10,000 silver a run by the time you keep looping this over again. This is a really great early game investment. And like I said, you could also go back to that house every couple of days, check if there's another gold bar, and just throw it in the bank as well to keep going up and up and up. Another way to get gold bars is by pickpocketing nobles, usually found around manors, outside churches, or near banks. In this clip, I got 2 gold bars. Just keep in mind, it's not guaranteed you'll get a gold bar every time, but it's possible. Make sure you have the thief mask equipped. One thing to note, nobles sometimes sit on benches, so you'll need to jump and glide into them to make them stand up before you can pickpocket. If you're not having good luck, you can rest to time skip and refresh the nobles, or fast travel to the nearest point to reset the NPCs. You can also use a lantern to see the silhouette of a gold bar before pickpocketing. Also, a user on X mentioned that you might be able to find gold bars on wagons carried by a bandit holding a chest. Just keep in mind, this is RNG based. If any of you have come across a chest like this with a gold bar, let me know in the comments. Let's move on to other ways you can make more money. In the town, at this bar over here, if you go upstairs through this door, you'll find a little section where there is a mini game called Duo. It's basically this game's version of blackjack. Now, it's pretty simple. I like to drop a hard save before even starting that, and if you come at nighttime, there's going to be more players, which means more money to be earned, and I like to just go all in every single time. If I win, I get my monies back. If I don't win, I just reload the save and do it again. And that's another good save scum method to get some money. There's also a fence for wagons that you would just grab wagons off the road and bring it to them to get money. The bigger the wagon, the more the return is. The fence location can be located over here on your map. You can find off-road wagons, or you could just steal from regular people's wagons that are driving by. The off-road wagons don't get you in a lot of trouble, just -5 reputation. But if you take someone actively on the road and you get spotted, it's going to be a bigger hit at the 30 to 35 reputation loss. So just be aware of what you do. If you're willing to take the hit on reputation to get the money, then go for it. It's totally worth it for you. I noticed that if the carriage is bigger, has more stuff, if there's more horses, you do end up with more silver. Some carriages are pretty whack. If they don't have much on it, they'll give you 2 silver, but it's pretty quick. You just ride the wagon in and head over to the shopkeeper. I noticed right at the start, close by, I got 2 broken down wagons and 1 good wagon, brought it over, and I got a good amount of silver. But honestly, the bank is the best system. There are other banks in the game, but they all are interconnected. So whatever you invested here, it'll be the same in another town. So you don't have to worry about that. But that's pretty much how you can make money right at the start of the game. It's a great way to build up because you never know what you need your capital for. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and check out this video on your screen over here. It's pretty good.